everybody, this is Argus Wolf in another of my Star Citizen streams. Today's a very special stream because, as luck would have it, I was actually invited to be one of the, invited onto the PTU to test the upcoming release of Star Citizen 2.4. There's a whole lot of new content, new mechanics, a lot of really cool stuff. And I'm going to try and get as in-depth with it today as I can. Hopefully I'll get to go through all of it in a good period of time. If not, I'll try to come back to it a little bit later. But with all that said, let's get this show on the road. One of the big things to understand about 2.4 is once 2.4 goes live, for those of you who've been playing Star Citizen for a while now, you know that to switch between hangars and to load your ships into the hangars, you have to go to the website. You go to the website, you go to your account, you choose the hangar settings, you pick your hangar, and you choose which ships you want where. Well, once 2.4 goes live, that will no longer be an option. You will not be able to manipulate your hangar contents on the website. That option will be completely gone. However, what they are doing is when you go to the options menu, if you look here at this very top space in the game settings portion, it says hangar, and over here you got a little drop down, and you can choose whichever of the hangars you have available. Now, I'm going to stick with the VFG Industrial because I really like the VFG Industrial. It speaks to me. So it's really, really simple. Oh, something else too, while I'm here. For those of you who've played for a while, you will notice that the key bindings layout looks a whole lot different. And in fact, they have this neat little magnification thing that makes it so that people like me who have either have really bad eyesight or not that great eyesight, we just have this zoom circle. We can kind of go where we want and see what we're looking at. Obviously, of course, you've got... Ooh, look at that. I think they even changed some of this. Anyways, so going along with that, the key bindings have been changed. They have tweaked things a little bit. I think what they tried to do is kind of group things a little bit better so that your controls make a little more sense. And they've asked those of us who are in the PTU to use the stock settings instead of trying to remap and then do whatever, because they want to test the new system. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to stick with what I've got. And hello, Monster GC03. Welcome to the show. So like I was saying, they've changed the layout of the key mapping. So of course for me, I'm learning just like everybody else will. So let's go back. And let's get into the game. So the last time I did a reveal show, I guess you could say, I kind of showed everybody, or I showed everything I could. So I'm going to try and do that today. Little bit of a caveat here. I may have to restart a couple of times. You're in luck, Monster. You get to see Star Citizen 2.4 if you haven't seen it yet. So we're going to start with the hangar because even the hangar has a whole lot of new features. It's also one of the parts of the PTU that load fairly consistently for me, so I know I'll be able to get in and show it to you. So yeah, they've added a whole lot of new features to the hangar. These are features that will also be in the universe. But I guess one of the key features about 2.4 that everyone's been looking forward to is persistence. That's to say that whatever you do in one game session will last into the next game session. So like, say you change a loadout on a ship or purchase a weapon or clothing, and yes, you can purchase weapons and clothing now. That's a new feature. But you do all these things. Hey, no problem, man. I understand the whole living vicariously through others, so by all means enjoy the show. But yeah, all this stuff is persistent now. I mean, it's still in alpha, of course, so they might reset things on occasion, but it's all persistent. What you get now, once 2.4 releases, will continue on into future game sessions. Okay, so here's my VFG industrial hangar. Now, something you might notice if you've seen my shows before is normally I've got another ship sitting over here in another hangar section, but for the purposes of the PTU, they have gotten rid of the hangar extensions. So don't worry, they'll come back later. And you only have the one area, and of course the center VFG section only has room for one ship, which right now is my Ghost, and they have done such a huge amount of work on just the Ghost. The appearance of the Ghost looks so much more detailed. It looks a lot more like a stealth ship, if you ask me. Last time I played with the Ghost, it looked kind of a washed out gray. Now it's like a super dark black, and it's awesome. Okay, so one of the new features they've added is called the port system. And the port system basically is the means by which you modify things from now on. If you've seen the holo table used to be what we used to modify your ships and stuff. The holo table is gone. It may not be a permanent thing, but for right now the holo table is gone. Instead, what we have is, if you look here, you see these little blue pips on my ship. When I target them, they'll turn green, and I can click on it, and then it'll give me a whole list of whatever I can put in that spot. So, like, right now I've selected the nose weapons mount for my Ghost. And on this list, you can see right at the top it shows currently I have a CF-227 Panther repeater, and then these are all the weapons that I can put in that mount. So, you know, it's a whole lot simpler to use right now than the holo table ever was. Thing is, if you look on look here, you can see there are more of those little blue dots. There is a port access for everything. There's shields. Let's see, which one was this? Yeah, here's my shield mount. I've got my missiles I can tweak that way. Eventually, I can even access. I think this is the coolers. Hang on. Oh, my countermeasures. You can actually mess with the countermeasures. There's also spots for your coolers. Your thrusters will eventually be able to be messed with. Basically, anything that can be modified on your ship, you can modify through the port system from now on. Now, the cool thing about the port system is it doesn't just exist for your ship. You look here in my hangar, and on the floor, it has the same thing. So now, if you have any flare or any items you buy or get in-game, or whatever that you want to use to decorate your hangar, then you can use the same system to place them wherever you want. So you can actually customize the crap out of your hangar now. Now, you can put stuff wherever you want. If you have models, you can put them wherever. Plants, you know, whatever you want. It's really, really cool. They did get rid of a couple of things. Like I said, the holo table's gone for now. The message in the patch notes says it's gone for now, and I'm quoting there. So it may be back in some other form later. But they also got rid of the character customization interface for now. It will probably come back eventually once they actually get into customization. And pardon me while I get some coffee. But yeah, generally speaking, your hangar bay is now heavily modifiable. I mean, aside from the basic structure. I think for the rest of you who may not see what Monster was asked, he asked if when the holo table comes back, if the port system will still remain. I don't know about the ship version of the port system. I think it will, to a certain extent, maybe in Port Olisar, or in the universe, because in the universe we also have this port system. So you can modify in universe, not just in your hangar. I don't know if it will stay in the hangar or not, but again, we'll have to wait and see. As far as your hangar mods, you know, like being able to place items like, let's see, I think I can place a model over here somewhere. Hang on. Let's see what we got. Yeah, I can place a flower. So let's go ahead and put a flower there. Oh, see, there we go. As far as that's concerned, it will probably still be, this will probably stay as far as the hangar decorations and stuff. I don't know if you'll be able to switch back and forth. Again, I mean, you never know what CIG is going to do with that kind of stuff. They're kind of, I think they're still trying to play around with it and see what all works and what doesn't. Personally, I like the port system. If they can come up with a holo table system that works better than the last one, I'd be all for that. But right now, what they've done with the port system is awesome. For example, like right here, I actually have a war bond I was given for something. I can't remember what it was. And I've got it hanging up on the wall. I put that in last time I played, and it's still there. But I mean, you can modify pretty much everything. So let's see. I think I've shown off enough of the hangar for right now. Let's see if we can get into another area. I'm gonna go ahead and, because I want to save the universe. I want to save Olisar for last, because that's where a lot of the new content and the best content is. So I'm gonna see if we can get into Corp real quick, because along with Port Olisar and your hangar, Corp's seen some modifications too. It's mostly in the area of the whole purchasing thing. The stores, some of the stores that were in Corp that you could walk into but you couldn't do anything with, they are now open, and they're actually open for business. You can go in and you can buy stuff from them. That's another huge change to Star Citizen that's occurring in 2.4, is they're starting to play with economy. So what that means is when you start up in 2.4, you will start with a base amount of what's called Alpha UEC, which is the credits that you'll be using. You start with about 2750 Alpha UEC to get you started. And you can buy a couple of things with it, some clothing, things like that. But then through the course of the game, you can earn more, whether it's through killing pirates, completing missions, picking up salvage. I mean, they've added so much stuff to help with the economy in the game and be able to get more. So it feels more like a persistent universe than just a quick arcade game you go into and you like, oh hey, I'll fly around and shoot stuff, and then I'll log out and come back tomorrow and it'll be completely reset. Now, like I said, Corp, not a whole lot has changed as far as graphics or overall design. I mean, I think Corp's pretty much the way they want it in that regard, but it's mostly the functionality of the place, the fact that you can purchase items. So that's assuming it lets me. Oh, there we go. I think maybe. And just a warning: there are the PTU is prone to frame rate drops. So let me get out of here, out of the crowd. Okay. So something I should have mentioned before too is when you start in game from now on, once you start in civilian clothes. So let me go ahead and do this. See, there's my avatar right now. He's just in basic civilian clothing, a jacket, a shirt, pants, things like that, a hat, and those are all things that you can actually purchase in game from now on. So yeah, Corp right now, like I said, it doesn't look any different from what I can tell from the last time I was here. You got the AI characters actually have some motions now, so they're not just standing there and staring at you. Alright, so here we are. We're back in Corp. I'm not going to do the full tour this time because I've done that once before, and I'm sure you don't really care about that. You want to see the new stuff, right? So here we go. Here's Cubby Blast. This is a big weapons and armor provider. You'll see we've got all these weapons here, handguns, stuff like that. So over here we have pistols, and you can see as I walk up to them, my UI, my heads-up display shows you all the information for what I'm looking at, the price, and next to that you see inspect and buy. Right now it's selected on, it's on inspect. All you have to do to change that is use the mouse wheel, and you can go to buy. So you go to inspect, you hit F, and it'll let you actually take a look at the gun. And a kind of neat little inspect thingy. And a nice little animation there. Are you done? Okay, and then you just hit F and you're done inspecting. If I wanted to purchase this, the price right now is 900 alpha UEC. I would mouse wheel down to buy, and I would buy it. If I don't want to, if I just want to walk away, then I just back up, and nothing big. Over here you have different armor types. These are the military, the marine style armors that you may have seen before. You have a light, medium, and heavy armor set, and they actually, the armors actually affect your mobility. So like your light armor will have almost no effect on mobility, your medium's a little bit more effect, and then your heavy is going to have a decent effect, or going to have a pretty good effect. That's actually a badass looking armor if you ask me. Oh, I can't even try that on? Well, hang on, let me get up close to it. Oh, there it is. I want to try this on. Dude, check that out. That is an awesome armor set. I like that. Problem is it's 23 alpha UEC, and I don't have that much money. Over here you have your outlaw armors. You've got the Sparer, the Brawler, and the Slugger. Same general movement mechanics, same purchasing mechanics. You just walk up to it and you select try on or buy, and it shows you all the information, including a little bit of fluff text at the bottom, you know, just to add a little more color to it. I kind of like the UEE Marine heavy armor better than this Slugger stuff. That just doesn't look right. Whatever. To each their own, right? Let's see here. And then, of course, over here, you have the big guns. You've got your sniper rifles. And that light kind of makes it hard to read, but you've got your Arrowhead energy rifle, 4,000 UEC, Devastator 12 energy shotgun, ATT-4 energy rifle, what is this? The P4 something or other ballistic rifle. I mean, basically all the guns and then some that you've been able to just find in the game so far, you can now purchase them, and once you've bought them, they are yours just until you lose them or whatever. You know, it will always be there. Now here you have basic spacesuits, flight suits, whatever. Nothing super fancy. These aren't armored. These are what allow you to walk out in space without dying. Because, and I will explain this right now, you can die going out into space without a spacesuit. Because, remember what I told you before, you spawn in civilian clothes from now on. You spawn wearing this. You will not survive in vacuum wearing that. So just be aware, you need to make sure, and I'll show you this later on, but you need to make sure you are in a space suit of some sort when you go through the airlock. Otherwise, you will die. I have seen it happen. I've had it happen to me. There was a technical issue, a glitch, and I somehow ended up in civvy clothes. But okay, so here is Kasaba Outlet. Kasaba is the civilian clothes store. Same purchasing mechanic. You go up to an item, you look at it, you can try it on. Like, there we go. There's already a bunch of different clothing styles for jackets, shirts, pants. I mean, pants are mostly the same style, but they've got different like appearances to them. Hats, shoes. You know, and this is just to start. Just imagine what it's going to look like when they start getting really, really getting into it. Right now, it's mostly just color schemes and patterns and stuff, with the jackets being the biggest difference. But yeah, this is one of the huge additions to the games. The fact that you can purchase clothing now, you can purchase weapons, all that kind of stuff, and it will persist. You'll be able to staff only. I can't go through there. It'll persist. You buy it once, and it will stay with you. So they're really starting to gear up towards making the persistent universe a real thing. And just because I feel like it, let's go check out the G-Lock bar, because I haven't been in here in a while. Love the ambient sounds. Now, currently, you can't really purchase any ship weapons. There is a nice dance floor. There is a store. Let me see if I can find it or remind myself what the name is. But it's basically like a scrap store or whatever. But you can buy guns and stuff from it for ships, and that I think that's in the works for being one of the next places to start actually being able to purchase things from. But I don't know for sure. What is that place? I'm wandering around more than I wanted to. It's back here somewhere. Oh, here we go. Dumper Depot. Dumper's Depot. This is where you'll be able to buy all sorts of ship parts, things like that. It's not, I mean, I can walk in here and show it to you. But you can't buy anything from them yet, so it really, it's just for show for right now. It still looks badass. It looks like somebody's ghost got blown up. Might even be mine. Alright, so, like I said, Area 18, they haven't really added a whole lot except for the functionality of Kasaba Outlet and Cubby Blast. So you can actually purchase items here, and going along with the persistence thing, whatever you buy here, whether you're buying weapons or clothing, whatever you buy here in Cubby Blast or Kasaba will carry over into the universe, into the PU. So they're starting to link the different sections a lot more, and I mean it's starting to look really, really awesome, and the graphics are looking a lot more polished, and there are a lot of people in here today. All right, so here comes the fun part. We're going to go to Port Olisar. And, so let's see here. Hopefully I won't have any problem getting into Port Olisar. I may, depending on how long this takes, I may actually have to back out and oh, never mind. It's decided to behave. Maybe it knows it's on display for people, and it's like, hey, let's behave ourselves today. At least I wish that was what it was. So, anyways, the universe, Port Olisar, the Stanton system and all that, is where they've made a lot of changes. Part of it's to go along with the persistence part. Part of it's to go along with the economy. And it's amazing the changes they've made. They've expanded Olisar a little bit. And of course I'll show that off once I wake up. I'll show you the new features. And there's a lot more to do in terms like NPC combat. Like the last few times in like 2.3 and 2.2, you go to yellow. There's not really much there. But in 2.4 so far, there's a lot more to do in terms of just combat, finding random pirates floating around somewhere. So it's pretty much wherever you go, you're almost guaranteed to find something to do now. You know, it's not like you're going to go somewhere and do like 5 minutes of stuff and have nothing else to do. For those who are into salvage and stuff like that, they have actually started implementing salvage mechanics. Now, they're very, very simplified right now. Basically, what it is you go to a wreck, and there will be cargo crates, and you can pick stuff up, and then when you pick it up, pick that stuff up, it gets turned into Alpha UEC for you to purchase stuff. But the biggest thing is there are a lot more wrecks, a lot more things you can go check out. Instead of just having a 1 or 2 salvage area or 1 or 2 wrecks with maybe 1 or 2 salvage containers or 4 salvage containers, whatever, and having it all be weapons, there's more stuff there. So, apparently we're all spawning in one room today. Usually everybody spawns in a different room. That's kind of crazy. So welcome to Port Olisar, the new and improved Port Olisar. Now, I am still in my civilian clothes. Now, with all these people just standing here, I don't really want to deal with it. But for reference, there is a closet in there. It has a symbol. It's like a coat hanger. If you go up to it and you press F, it will automatically change you into a spacesuit. So let's explore Olisar a little bit. Now they've really done a lot to make it look like Olisar is growing. You've got this opening soon sign, this area that looks like it's undergoing construction. They're really doing a lot. And pardon me if it looks like I'm dropping out, but the frame rate, there are still frame rate issues with. There's still frame rate issues within the game, so it may stall from time to time. Oh, shoot. Before I go down to the ship deck, there's something I wanted to show you. And this is less a matter of neat gimmick or of neat mechanics or anything, and more just a matter of attention to detail and thoughtfulness on their part. They've got this little lounge here with this panel here, and it says, now it says at the bottom of the screen here, vitamin D screen. Now I don't know if that's just I don't know if this is just a brand name, Vitamin D, or if it's or something else. But what I think it is human beings need sunlight to help synthesize vitamin D. So it could be that. Oh, come on. There we go. Damn, frame rate keeps dropping. But my theory is this is actually a screen that helps humans. It helps to simulate the effect of sunlight on human beings, so that you're synthesizing vitamin D. It helps to keep you healthier. But that kind of thing. The fact that CIG has incorporated that kind of item into the game, but the fact that they've added that into the game really makes me feel like they put a lot of thought into this. Alright, want to point out something here real quick. The landing pads used to be 0, 1 through whatever. They've actually added added access to some much larger pads, because as of 2.4, the Starfarer will be available to fly. In fact, in the PTU, I have access to both the standard Starfarer and the Starfarer Gemini. And here, just a quick view of another area that makes it look like the place is under construction. You know, they're really adding a lot of really cool stuff. Okay, so let's come over here, and you've got the little lounge area. You can see people's ships, as always. Very cool. I always love these viewing areas. Now up here you've got a little sign that points the way to two of the stores that are currently open on Port Olisar. You have live fire weapons and Garrity or Garrity Defense. Live fire weapons is pretty obvious. It's where you buy your guns. Garrity Defense is where you buy your armor and spacesuits. So we'll come over here and we'll check out Garrity Defense, live fire first. So live fire, and it's got more than just guns. You've got knives, which makes me believe that at some point they will have a mechanic for knife fighting, which is awesome. They have med pens, so you can purchase med pens. And then, of course, just like in Cubby Blast back in Corp, you have pistols and long guns, rifles, whatever, mounted on the wall. Same mechanic. You just walk up to it, you take a look at it. If you want to buy one, you can. If you don't have to. Then you've got Garrity Defense. And like I said, this is where you can purchase your armors, you can purchase your spacesuits, flight suits, whatever, different prices, things like that. Very, very simple stuff. What I'm kind of looking forward to is when the clerks in the various stores start, maybe saying things. Let's see here. So we're going to walk around to the other side of the station. See, there's even more locations for lease. So you can see they're going to have more stuff here. They're going to have more stores, more shops. And here's the other little display area, and also you look around and they've added a lot of colors, a lot of decorations. So it looks a lot. I think it looks a lot more vibrant, a lot cooler than it used to. Like an actual living space station would be. Okay, so here is another Kasaba outlet, but this one is on Olisar. So you don't have to go to Corp if you want to buy new clothes. If you never want to go to Corp, if you just want to stay in Port Olisar in the Stanton system, while you're playing and until they open up more systems, you can. You don't have to go planet side. You can buy everything you need up here. They even have music playing in the background. That's kind of cool. Or at least it sounded like it. Of course, they've got the different brands of stuff. Shui, 987, Escar Limited, North Star, Opal Sky, Mui Mui, City Lights, Upsiders, ATEC, Luna. Those are just brand names that they made up. Oops, sounds like somebody had a problem. So yeah, you can see that they've added a lot in here as far as even just decorations. Look at that. That's new. Those little displays, orbital data and orbital path. That's new. Departures, arrivals. That is so cool. That wasn't here the last time I looked. Okay, so now that we've seen pretty much everything that's on Port Olisar, let's go ahead and pick a ship.
Welcome to the Port Olisar ship deck. Please press
So
to continue.
I have a few options. I've got the ships that I own currently, which are the Warden, the Ghost, and Warlock. Those are all ships that I personally own, and I can fly those anytime. My question to you, Monster, since you're still watching,
Thank you for your assistance.
is would you like me to fly a Starfarer? Because I've never flown one, and I'm kind of curious.
To prevent traffic, we ask that all arriving pilots use the designated landing areas. Launch platforms are for departing ships only.
I think I'm going to fly a Starfarer. I'm going to go with the Gemini, though, because that's the military version of this ship.
This station has been designated as an armor.
And if you haven't seen the Starfarer yet, it is huge.
Connection confirmed. Your ship is currently being delivered to the launch platform.
A00, one of the new larger pads. Let's see, I think that is... Where is that? I'm not really sure where that is. Hang on. Hell yeah, I like your enthusiasm. Where? Ah, here we go. It's over this way. Ah! Come on. Alright, so I'm going to let him go through the airlock first because I'm not ready to go through this yet, and I want to show you a couple of things first. Alright, so, like I told you, I'm in civilian clothes. If I were to go into that airlock, I would die. It even says so right on the door. This nifty little danger spacesuit required thing. So, what they've done to make sure that you don't have to go back to your room or anything like that in order to get a spacesuit is they have a locker here. So you just open it up, and voila, you're in a spacesuit. So, see, I'm in a spacesuit now. I'm safe. So, now that I'm in my spacesuit, it's safe to go out. But yeah, you need just to reiterate, you need to wear a spacesuit when you go into the airlock. If you don't, you will die. Not trying to be an alarmist or anything, but you will. And there we go. There it is. The MISC Starfarer Gemini, the biggest ship available in Star Citizen right now. So we're going to take a quick walk around because I'm sure you want to see the exterior. Hell, I want to see the exterior. It's a badass ship. And of course you got your fuel tanks on the outside. It's heavily or more heavily armored than a standard Starfarer. And you got your side turrets there. And probably the biggest, or at least most noticeable difference between the Starfarer Gemini and a standard Starfarer is that standard Starfarer has a fuel scoop or a gas scoop on the front end. This thing has missiles, so obviously meant to be able to transport fuel and other items into more heavily or into more dangerous regions of the universe and the galaxy. So now that I have my ship all spawned up, and see you got your fuel lines and everything like that here, because that's our first thing. Yeah, I really can't wait for Squadron 42 to come out either, or myself, but I couldn't keep myself from jumping in already. I know it's just alpha and all that, but I kind of enjoy playing around with it, and now that I've started streaming, I really enjoy letting other people watch. Whoa. And showing it to other people. Yeah. And that is a really long ramp, so you kind of have to be careful with it. I'll explore it a bit in a minute, but I want to get up to the cockpit first and get this thing off the deck so that I don't have people hijacking me or hitching rides. This thing is freaking huge. Alright, so here's the pilot's chair.
Landing successful.
This thing is massive. Alright. Here we go. Maybe. Are we gonna take off or what? Okay, so we're flying now.
Landing gear up.
Oh my gosh, this thing is just massive. The reflections are a little bit of a pain, but I'm pretty sure that that they already know about it, that CIG already knows about it.
Caution. Front collision.
Wow. This thing is just amazing. It's like flying a freaking space whale or something. Holy crap. This is crazy. What are you doing? Wow. Talk about having to watch your inertia, man. You really... they're actually... Well, I don't know if it's a capital ship per se, but it is definitely a larger ship. It's called the Banu Merchantman. The reason I'm looking forward to the Banu Merchantman is because it's kind of... I mean, it's a cargo ship, but it's also kind of designed as almost like a smuggler's ship, or I mean, I guess you could almost call it the Millennium Falcon of the Star Citizen universe. It's got concealed weapons, it's got huge engines, it's meant to be almost a blockade runner style ship. I mean, it's really, really cool looking. I don't know, I think it's going to be an awesome ship to fly, but they haven't really done much with it. I mean, obviously they focused more on combat ships than anything else. And so they haven't really touched the Merchantman a whole lot. But now that they're starting to get more into into the merchant side of things, the economy side of things, I think it's actually on the schedule for more development time. But it's a really, really cool looking ship, and I'm actually really looking forward to trying it. It's an alien design. It's actually the Banu it's the name of the race that developed it, and it's, I mean, like I said, it's a lot like a Millennium Falcon style ship where you're meant to live on it. It's your home away from home. You take it's not meant for bulk hauling so much as low volume, low mass, high value stuff that you take from place to place. It's small enough that you can actually land it on a planet and open up shop there. It has a negotiations room. I mean, it's a really cool idea for a ship, and I'm really looking forward to seeing it in action and yes, that is the one with the hidden guns, or at least the last designs I saw for it did have hidden guns. So it's going to make for a really, really interesting game mechanic, because you can do a lot of things with something like that. You can make it into you can do a pure cargo hauler. You can make what's called a Q ship, which is basically a pirate hunter type thing, where you go out, you play like a fat, happy merchant ship, they attack you, and then you take them out, that kind of thing. It's really, really got a lot of possibility to it. Okay, so we've flown around a little bit. I think we're in a good place where I can go ahead and hop out of the seat. Son of a gun. Somebody snuck on my ship. Somebody has actually snuck on my ship and is trying to be a dumbass and shoot at me. Probably trying to take over the ship. And I'll bet you anything, if... He's shooting shooting at me and it's not doing any damage. Alright, so we're gonna go to Yella because I want to kind of show some of the new salvage mechanics. I mean, it's yeah, I know there's some people that are just real asses, but with a ship this big, it's hard to get on there without people being able to get in behind you. I can hear him messing with his gun behind me. Yeah, pirates. That's something that they're actually going to work on doing later is adding security features so that people have to actually hack their way onto your ships. So if like you get on your ship, you close the door, they have to try and hack through your security system to get on board. So I'm hoping they get to that sooner rather than later because I'm not really thrilled with the idea of people trying to or people climbing onto my ship like as I'm getting into the cockpit. Some external views here. That is a big damn ship. Yeah. I guess he just walked away. I should have done that earlier. We could have watched him shoot at me. Oh, something that I feel the need to point out because I absolutely love that this has happened is they have added more music to the game. It used to be the only music in the game was what you heard at Port Olisar. Now there's ambient music for when you're out in space, and I absolutely love it. And it's beautiful music too. It's freaking awesome. I love it. I wonder what he's doing now. I mean, seriously, I'm pretty sure he's still on my ship, but yep, there he is. Probably trying to wait for me to climb out of my seat so he can shoot me and take the damn thing. I know you're in there, you dumbass. Oh, also, along with the whole money thing, obviously you're going to want to see how much money you have. When you open your Moby glass, in the upper right hand corner, it'll show you how much money you have. So you can actually tell, hey, I have this many credits, that kind of thing. So, you know, it's not like you're going to be trying to buy something and not be able to find out how much money you got. I don't really like doing this, but I don't like the fact that I have a dumbass in my ship. So I'm going to be an ass.
Self-destruct started.
He has 30 seconds to get off my ship. He's not even talking to me. He's just dicking around in the cockpit. I mean, and see, that's the thing. If people would just ask me, you know, if they would just say, hey,
Self-destruct stopped.
if they would just ask me if they could hop on my ship, I'm more than likely going to say, yeah, no problem. But these guys who just climb on board and say, oh, see, there you go. Maybe he was trying to talk to me earlier. see. Well, I mean, I guess he was trying to get my attention this whole time, but... Uh-oh! Uh-oh! I think I have a crash. Alright, if I have a crash, I will be right back as soon as I can. Oh, no. Ah. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that, but the game decided to crash me. There we go. Yeah, thanks for that. That was kind of a good run. There's still more things I can show you, but it's mostly little stuff. Dealing with extra mechanics, things like oh heck, like the salvage system, um, the Cryastro. Whenever you go to get repaired, refueled, rearmed, you actually have to pay for that now, and it will whenever you go to Cryastro, it'll tell you what services are available, how much it'll cost you, and you can actually choose. Do you just want to refuel? Do you just want to repair? Do you want to do all of it? Things like that. But really, aside from getting into combat, that was really pretty much everything that they've added to 2.4. Obviously, still some things need to be worked on. The frame rate keeps dropping away. There's the occasional crash, but I mean that's what you expect in the testing universe. I'm really excited for this. I'm really looking forward to seeing it go live. I'm hoping it goes live here in the next week or so. They've got a really good track record of getting, once the game goes to PTU, or once the patch goes to PTU, it takes maybe a week or so to go live. And once it goes live, I'll show more. I promise. But other than that, I mean, it looks really cool. I can't wait to see more of it. And and of course I will show more as it becomes available. And just if I feel the way, I might even drag some of my friends in once it goes live, and we'll have a good bit of fun doing salvage runs and stuff. So, anyways, thank you, Monster, for watching the show as I did it, and for anybody else who may watch this in the future or who popped in briefly, thank you, and I will see you in the verse.